Essential IELTS Writing Task 2 Vocabulary. Keywords and phrases to boost your score.
Từ vựng nâng điểm cho IELTS Writing Task 2, bí quyết đạt điểm cao.
Simplistic.
Đơn giản thái quá.
Oversimplified. Lacking complexity. For example, the argument was too simplistic to address the nuances of the issue. Mathematical.
Liên quan đến toán học.
Relating to mathematics. For example, the mathematical model was used to predict the outcome of the experiment. Conserve.
Bảo tồn.
To protect from loss or harm, to preserve. For example, it is essential to conserve natural resources for future generations. State subsidies.
Trợ cấp chính phủ.
Financial support provided by the government. For example, the farmers relied heavily on state subsidies to maintain their livelihoods. Access.
Sự tiếp cận.
The right or opportunity to use or benefit from something. For example, access to education is crucial for a nation's development. Absorption.
Sự tiếp thu.
The process of absorbing or taking in something. For example, the absorption of knowledge is a continuous process throughout life. Underestimate.
Đánh giá thấp.
To estimate something as being less than its actual value. For example, we should not underestimate the importance of regular exercise. Manually.
Bằng tay.
Done by hand rather than by machine. For example, the data was entered manually into the system. Approach.
Sự tiếp cận.
A method or way of doing something. For example, the approach to solving the problem needs to be revised. Primitive.
Nguyên thủy.
Early or basic, not advanced. For example, the tools used by ancient civilizations were quite primitive. Rival.
Đối thủ.
A competitor or opponent. For example, the two companies are rivals in the smartphone market. Editor.
Biên tập viên.
A person who is responsible for the final content of a publication. For example, the editor made several changes to the article before publication. Mobile devices.
Thiết bị di động.
Portable electronic devices such as smartphones or tablets. For example, mobile devices have revolutionized the way we communicate. Partly.
Một phần.
To some extent, but not completely. For example, the project was only partly successful due to lack of resources. Customs.
Tục lệ, truyền thống.
Traditional practices or social norms. For example, customs vary greatly from one culture to another. Untouched.
Không được đụng đến.
Not affected or altered by human activity. For example, the forest remains untouched by industrial development. Market.
Chợ, thị trường.
A place where goods and services are bought and sold. For example, the market for organic products has been growing rapidly. Non-financial.
Không liên quan đến tài chính.
Not related to money or financial matters. For example, non-financial incentives can be just as effective as monetary rewards. Personal relationships.
Mối quan hệ cá nhân.
Connections between individuals based on emotional or social bonds. For example, personal relationships play a crucial role in mental well-being. Marketing.
Tiếp thị.
The action or business of promoting and selling products or services. For example, effective marketing strategies can significantly boost sales. Up to date.
Hợp thời.
Current, modern. For example, the website needs to be updated to keep it up to date with the latest trends. Economical.
Tiết kiệm.
Cost effective, providing good value for money. For example, using energy efficient appliances is more economical in the long run. Passing trends.
Những xu hướng nhất thời.
Fads or fashions that are popular for a short time. For example, it's important not to invest too much in passing trends. Passionate.
Đam mê.
Having strong feelings or a strong belief. For example, she is passionate about environmental conservation. Skylines.
Đường chân trời.
The outline of buildings and structures against the sky. For example, the skyline of New York City is iconic. Evocative.
Để gợi lên.
Bringing strong images, memories, or feelings to mind. For example, the painting is highly evocative of the artist's childhood. Factor.
Yếu tố.
An element that contributes to a particular result. For example, education is a key factor in economic development. Persuade.
Thuyết phục.
To convince someone to do or believe something. For example, he persuaded his friend to join the gym. Role models.
Hình mẫu.
People looked up to by others as examples to follow. For example, athletes are often seen as role models by young people. Phenomenon.
Hiện tượng.
A fact or event that can be observed and studied. For example, the northern lights are a natural phenomenon. Consequence.
Hậu quả.
A result or effect of an action or condition. For example, the consequences of climate change are becoming more severe. Instability.
Sự bất ổn.
Lack of stability, the state of being unpredictable or prone to change. For example, political instability can deter foreign investment. Lessen.
Làm giảm bớt.
To reduce in amount, degree, or intensity. For example, measures were taken to lessen the impact of the crisis. Occasional.
Định kỳ.
Happening from time to time, infrequent. For example, she made only occasional visits to her hometown. Lecture hall.
Giảng đường.
A large room used for lectures or presentations. For example, the lecture hall was filled with students eager to learn. Youth.
Tuổi trẻ.
The time of life when one is young, the period between childhood and adult age. For example, youth is often seen as a time of exploration and discovery. Staffing.
Nhân sự.
The hiring and organization of staff for a business or organization. For example, proper staffing is essential for the smooth operation of any company. Alternatives.
Các lựa chọn thay thế.
Other possibilities or options. For example, the committee is considering alternatives to the current policy. Budget.
Ngân quỹ.
An estimate of income and expenditure for a set period. For example, the project was completed within the allocated budget. Estate agents.
Đại lý bất động sản.
Professionals who arrange the selling, renting, or management of properties. For example, we contacted several estate agents before buying our house. Financial.
Về tài chính.
Relating to money or how money is managed. For example, the company faced financial difficulties during the recession. Detrimental.
Có hại.
Harmful, causing damage or injury. For example, smoking is detrimental to your health. Face to face.
Mặt đối mặt.
In direct communication or interaction with someone. For example, face-to-face meetings are often more effective than virtual ones. Flexible.
Linh hoạt.
Capable of bending easily without breaking, adaptable. For example, flexible working hours. Nuclear family.
Gia đình hạt nhân.
A family unit consisting of two parents and their children, as opposed to an extended family. For example, the nuclear family structure is becoming more common in urban areas. Psychological.
Thuộc về tâm lý.
Relating to the mind or mental processes. For example, the psychological effects of stress can be long-lasting. Stage in a child's growth.
Giai đoạn trong sự trưởng thành của trẻ.
a particular point or period in a child's development. For example, each stage in a child's growth presents different challenges for parents. Learn the difference between right and wrong.
Phân biệt giữa đúng và sai.
To understand the moral distinctions between what is correct and what is incorrect. For example, it is important for children to learn the difference between right and wrong at an early age.
Hãy like và đăng ký kênh để nhận thêm nhiều video hữu ích khác nhé.